What's up? Coach Hank here, and I'm joined by
Coach Phil.
and we're from MoveWell, and we're going to be talking about feet today.
My favorite topic. Okay, so we're talking about the feet, and we're starting with the toes. So on a day-to-day basis, we wear shoes that are typically pointed, right? Sometimes if you're a woman or if you're a guy and you wear dress shoes, those things are extra pointed, and they tend to smash our toes in. So we get toes and feet that can kind of look like this in extreme cases. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice what's called a toe splay, which is very simply using your toes, using your feet like little fingers and hands, and you're going to open up, open up and apply some pressure to the ground. This is called toe splay. Okay, we're going to do this for 2 to 3 sets, 15 to 20 reps. And you want to be very gentle with it, because if you're not used to using your toes like this, it could be a little challenging, but it'll definitely help with our toe splay and our foot health. So we just did our toe splay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do what's called toe ups, or you can call them toe raises. So what we're doing, standing nice and tall with our glutes engaged and our abdominals engaged, making sure everything is in line and locked in. We're going to slowly raise our toes off the ground, keeping our feet on the ground, okay? You're going to notice as we do this, and you can put them back down, when you bring your toes up, you're going to notice, especially the big toe, your arch becomes very engaged. Super important, especially when we're doing athletic activity. Big toe dexterity is very important. So we'll just do sets, 3 to 15, 3 sets, 15 to 20 reps, being able to raise our toes off the ground and then bringing them back down. If the standing variation of the toe raises are too challenging, you can also do it seated. So seated, all we're doing is we're keeping our whole foot on the ground and we're just raising our toes, slight 1 to 2 second pause at the top, and then come back down. This is all we're doing. The same things applies. It's also good to do it seated, because now we're getting toe raises in a knee flexion when the knee is actually bent, right? So it's one thing to raise toes when our legs are straight. It's also important to be able to raise toes and have strong toes when the knee is bent. So 3 sets, 15 to 20 reps, same as before. If you find that the seat is a little easier to do, then you can literally do anywhere from 20 to 30 reps. 3 sets. Okay, and now probably my favorite toe exercise, and I think this one is probably some of the most impactful ones. It's basically toe crawls, okay? So we're going to have our feet. The first variation is flat foot, okay? And we're slowly just going to use our toes like we did our toe ups. We're going to splay, and then we're going to slowly crawl our feet forward, just using our toes. The flat foot version is probably the easier version, but it's an important one to do, okay? So it's just, you can do this as far out as you can. You can do this leaning against the wall. You can do it seated. But this is a good way to start. The flat foot crawls. All right, right now we're going to do a standing raised heel, okay, elevated heel toe walk. So just like we did when we were seated, you can have your hand on your hips, but we're just going to slowly, and you can change the elevation of your heel, whatever is easiest initially, and slowly walk our feet. Coach Hank's got great toe splay, so he's able to really reach out there and pull his feet forward. This is an exercise, again, we'll do 2 to 3 minutes. When we do the left, we'll finish that, and then you'll have to do the other side as well. 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week. Again, very good for foot health, and will help alleviate a lot of issues you may be having with your feet. All right, so we just did a toe crawl with our foot in front. We're now going to cover toe crawl with now our leg in the back, okay? Same deal. We're going to elevate our heels. We're going to look forward, hips forward, and we're going to slowly crawl our toes forward, crawling our foot. Small movements. You want to really feel it in your glute, right? You want to make sure you're maintaining the structure of your feet and nice and slow crawl those feet forward, okay? This is very helpful for athletic positions because everybody's like this. And the more tension we can have in our toes in an athletic position, the better off we'll be. So this is very good for building that foot strength and mobility.
All right, so we talked about the toes, and now we're going to work on strengthening up the rest of that foot and the ankle a little bit. Your feet are the first thing that interact with the world when you're moving around. They're going to absorb a lot of that force and that pressure from your activities day to day. You want to make sure that your feet are strong and your ankles are mobile to deal with kind of any unforeseen things that might pop up when you're moving around. We're going to start out with a heel-toe walk. For this, we're just going to be standing, feet about shoulder width apart, chest up, nice and tall. And we just want to bring that leg straight out in front of us. We're not bending that knee. Bring that leg straight out. Really try to splay those toes. And then we're going to come forward on the heel. Try to grab the ground with those toes. And we're driving the ball of the foot down, popping up. And that same thing with the other foot. Come forward, splaying those toes. Grab, drive, and pop up. We want to keep our legs nice and straight. The movement's coming from our hips. And we're just going to step and drive up. Now, if you have a little bit of trouble with this balance, we can leave that back foot down, and then we're just going to pop up on that front foot, bring that foot forward, and then pop up. So this will kind of help with the balance. It's tough, but try to work it to where we can just step, pop up, and then switch those feet. Following that, we have heel walks. So we're standing up nice and straight, feet about shoulder width apart. Now, we want to try to pull our toes up as hard and high as we can, and we're just going to walk on our heels. Keeping those knees nice and locked out. You want that movement coming from our hips, standing up good and tall. Try to pull your toes up as hard as you can. You're looking to feel this up through your shins into the bottom of your knees. We hit heel walks, and now we're going to do some toe walks. The setup is pretty much the same. We're standing up nice and straight. The only difference is we want to spread those toes out, grab the ground, and drive the balls of our feet down. And then we're trying to stay nice and tall here. We want to keep those legs nice and straight. We're looking to get that movement to come from our hips. And we just want to keep that good downward pressure. You should feel this in your calf all the way up into the bottom of your glute. Just focus on staying tall and really driving those feet down. These next two exercises are a little bit more advanced. I'd recommend getting comfortable with the heel-toe walk, the heel walk, and the toe walk before trying these out. I'd also recommend that you do these without shoes and on a soft surface if you can. So the first one we're going to do is an outstep walk. So we're going to go on the outsides of your feet. Starting out, if you going on the very edge might be a little uncomfortable, so you could always kind of start a little more on the flat of your feet. Just start slow and build up to it. But here, we're standing up nice and tall, same thing. You want to keep those legs mostly straight. We're looking to get that movement from our hips. So we're staying tall. The balance on this might be a little tough too. So just take it easy. Make sure nothing's hurting. All right, so lastly, we have the instep walk. So we're just going to take our feet and kind of go on the instep of our foot. When we're doing this, you want to be careful. We don't want to put a lot of pressure on the insides of our knees. So make sure you're still getting some good outward pressure with your thighs there. And then from here, we're standing up nice and tall, trying to keep those legs mostly straight and walk it out. Again, this might be a little uncomfortable. Start nice and slow. Make sure you're getting that good outward pressure in your hips. And then just walk it out. All right, so we just worked our feet out, did a bunch of exercises. Now we also want to make sure that we stretch our feet after we do stuff, or at least give them a little bit of a massage. So while you're stretching, sitting around, you always kind of rub your feet out. One thing I like to do is I will put my hand in between my toes. This might be real uncomfortable at first, really trying to drive those knuckles down. And we're going to kind of manually splay our toes and then just try to hold this for a little bit. You can kind of move those feet around and then just try to stretch them out. Same thing when we're kind of doing other stretches. You always kind of grab your foot, move it a little bit, and try to get some motion and more range in that ankle and in your toes. So after you work out, while you're stretching, doing recovery, don't forget, just play with your feet a little bit, kind of move them around, splaying those toes out. It might suck, it might be uncomfortable, but it's only going to help you. Fantastic. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that and you learned something. You got anything for him, Coach Phil?
Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.